Welcome back to Right Answers Mostly, a podcast on what you didn't learn in history class, but you really wanted to. I am one of your hosts, Tess Palomo.
And I am your other host, Claire Donald.
And we are so excited to be back with Katy from Queens, friend of the pod. You guys know her. You love her.
Hello, Katy.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me back. I'm so excited to be talking to you all today.
We're so excited because a lot of our Rammies are like, we got to talk more about the royal girlies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming this is a royal girly.
This is a royal girly.
Okay,
yes, good. Definitely. I polled our Queens podcast community, like, hey, I'm going back on Right Answers Mostly. So I was asked our community, who should we do? Did a quick poll, and it was pretty overwhelmingly people wanted me to come on here and talk about one of my historical crushes, Eleanor of Aquitaine, who is it's an oldie but a goodie. So
what a chic name.
No, truly. We're so excited because I think you developed one of my first historical crushes, which was Cleopatra. Like, that was truly one of my favorite episodes. And I know that our Rammies are excited because we have so much crossover with your podcast, Queens. We are so excited, Katy, to get into Eleanor. That's her name, right? I truly have never heard of this woman before. I'm sorry to say.
Oh my God. Well,
I also haven't.
Get ready. I'm going to tell you all about her, and you're gonna love her by the end of this hour.
We are ready.
But yeah, this story is intense. This story is crazy. This story is old, but it also shows you women have been fierce and interesting and weird and in your face since the olden days. So
the beginning of time, honey.
Since the beginning of time. So Eleanor of Aquitaine was born sometime in 1124. That's how far back we're going here. So it's really annoying, like that far back in history, they didn't really always write people's birthdays down. So unfortunately, I can't come up here with like a chart. I can't say
would you
like
have a guess by knowing her?
I mean, if I feel like I'm always guessing fire signs because these women are so,
spicy.
Spicy.
Yes.
So, okay. So we do have like a running list in a spreadsheet of the women whose birthdays we do know. And it's a lot of fire signs. There are a lot of Leos and Sagittariuses out there causing a ruckus in history.
It makes sense.
So have y'all ever heard of Aquitaine? Do y'all have any idea where that is?
No, I'm just thinking about Aquaphor.
Was literally just about to say that. I was like, my lips feel a little chapped.
We love, but no.
Yeah.
Modern day geography, it's like it kind of sits on the border of France and Spain, so southern France.
Ooh, chic.
Yeah.
Yes. And in Eleanor's time, this was really a strategic place to live because of like wine routes. And so it's like a really nice and warm and sunny place. Lots of really good wine, lots of really good food. Lots of people want to live there. So what I also want you to picture in your head is whoever owns this land, cha-ching, 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 because it's a really good route to live on. So what I'm getting at is the people that own this land, i.e. her family, money, money, money. Like they are well-to-do people. Her dad is the Duke of Aquitaine, and her dad is loaded.
We love to see it.
Yeah, we really do.
We love to see it.
A little heiress action.
Yes, she is the wealthiest heiress in Europe.
Oh my God.
Wow, okay.
Yes. So where she is living in Aquitaine, the weather is nice, the wine is flowing, and it's a cultural hub of music and poetry and literature. It kind of sits in this interesting spot that's in between like Europe, where you're thinking like France and like Spain, and kind of more like it's just like a really interesting place that just sits at the crossroads of different cultures. Have y'all ever heard of the phrase or the word troubadour?
Yes.
Someone's a troubadour.
Like the bar in LA?
Yeah, we have a venue in LA.
A music venue.
Yeah.
So
LA.
a troubadour back then was somebody that would like walk around and like play the guitar and come up with poetry and sing. And like troubadours would kind of have like, I don't know, maybe like you might equate it to like a rap battle right now, but they weren't like so much battles, but like song, like poetry music contest. And like, did you ever see the old cartoon Robin Hood?
The fox?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the little chicken walking around playing the
Yes.
so he's a troubadour.
Oh.
So the Robin Hood, the fox Robin Hood is going to come up a couple of times in this story, actually.
Well, that's great because I actually know a lot of the girlies are sexually attracted to the fox Robin Hood.
So the fox Robin Hood is
valid.
going to come up a couple of times in this
Great.
story.
Good
So that's a
visual.
troubadour. That's a troubadour, the little chicken playing the little guitar.
Were troubadours just men?
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt.
traditionally. But
Okay.
they're from Aquitaine. Her childhood, she is wealthy and her childhood is pretty happy. Her dad and her have a really good relationship and she doesn't have an older brother. So yeah, she is the heir to all of this.
Hey, good for her.
I'm like,
Yeah.
is there anything wrong with her?
I
Because
know, I'm
like,
like-
everything's like perfect.
There has to be something, right? One
Yeah.
thing. What's her bad personality trait?
No daddy
And
issues?
it's not one of those cultures where girls can't inherit. In Aquitaine, girls can,
Aquitaine's like Disneyland. My God.
right?
But better.
Right?
But better.
So, but because this story's got to go somewhere, her dad must have known he was sick or something. So he reaches out to the King of France and he is like, hey, if something happens to me, will you be my daughter's like guardian? Like, will you take care of her? And the King of France is like, fuck yes. Because one, the King of France, the Duke of Aquitaine is richer than the King of France is.
God.
And how things worked back then, if you are the guardian, if you're like a ward of the king runs your money until you as a woman are married to your husband. And
It's never yours.
It's never yours.
Even in
because-
Aquitaine.
Even in Aquitaine.
Even in the happiest place on earth.
Yeah.
So he's like counting down the days then until the dad gets it.
Yeah. And so
dad
the King of France is like, of course.
He's like, I'm
Of
so
course-
sorry. That sounds
Like,
really
oh no, you're
hard.
sick. Oh no, but of course I'll be godfather or
Was
whatever.
he also like, she's hot and I'd like to maybe get with that?
The king is super old, so that
Has
might
that
have
stopped
been
men
in
before?
No, I know, right? I'll put a pin
Okay.
in that for right now. He definitely has marriage on his mind, but not for himself.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got sons, is what I'm saying.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, of course, because nothing good can stay, her dad does die, and she has to then move to Paris. Now, something you need to know about how things are set up back then. Like, Aquitaine was kind of more of a state. But if Aquitaine one day said, actually, we'd rather be part of England or we'd rather be part of Spain, they were free to do that.
Okay.
So, dad dies, and it's very sad because she was really, really close to her dad. But she's got a sister, and the two of them now go live in Paris. So now when we think, what do you think when you think Paris now?
I'm like, are they slumming it in comparison to Aqua?
I know, right? Because now you think, oh, Paris, lights and the Eiffel Tower and like
not good yet. Not good yet.
Then they're thinking like swamps
Ugh.
and like
Smelliness.
cold
Smelly.
and yes, like no culture, no art, and also people are like conservative Christians. And
Yeah, this is my
like-
hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, do not come.
Do not come.
Like she is like this young girl who's used to like music and poetry and people being like here are my opinions, and she gets there and it's like young girls are meant to be seen and not heard and kind of, and she's just like,
Oh my gosh, she's like, where's my martini? And
Uh,
where am I supposed to talk to you
100%.
about interesting things?
yeah,
And my hot troubadour man.
right.
Where is he?
Where is
now?
he?
You want it? So she is like I think she's like 13 or something.
Oh my God. Okay, I always forget about this in history because I'm like, she's
she's
not
like a child.
woman.
I thought she was like
Well,
18, 19. Okay.
At least.
So she's 13 when her dad dies. Y'all want to hear something horrifying?
Of course.
So back then, a lot of times you hear these stories about, okay, these people were getting married when they were 13. That wasn't everybody in the world. That wasn't normal. Like, if you were just a peasant, you weren't getting married when you were 13.
Oh.
It was just the royals. Like, because like if you're a peasant, your peasant boyfriend had to wait until he could make a living.
That makes sense. Like, there's no point unless money is involved.
Right.
But if you are a royal and they're like, we need to make alliances, we don't have time for her to be an adult. That's why they were marrying these children off to each other. But no, here's something that's horrifying. If you were a wealthy heiress and she is just trying to travel from Aquitaine to Paris, the king had to send basically his entire guard, like all of his guards, to help her go from Aquitaine to Paris because it was a real risk that she had to worry about traveling. Because if she got kidnapped, someone could kidnap her, sexually assault her, and then after they, force themselves on her, they would have to be like, well, you're spoiled goods now, so you have to marry me.
Oh my God.
And then now they would be the Duke of Aquitaine. That was a real risk that she had to worry about. So the king had to send into all his guards from Paris.
The protection you must need.
The protection.
Joan of Arc made herself look like a boy when she was traveling because of this exact same reason.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So anyway, so now she's in Paris and she meets her adopted family. The king is this guy named Louis VI. You don't have to worry about him. He's not going to be in this story for very long.
Yeah.
Let's focus on his son, who is also named Louis. And so this is of course, the guy that we're going to talk more about is the son of the king, the future Louis VII. And so pretty much as soon as Eleanor arrives, the king is like, okay, you are now engaged to my son, Louis. And you're going to be future queen of France. And now I think Eleanor was probably expecting that.
Yeah.
Like she's not dumb. Like on top of her coming from money and everything, that it's also a place where they educated their girls really well. So she's like, she's not dumb. She's already the Duchess of Aquitaine. Louis is going to become Duke of Aquitaine when they get married, and she's going to now be Queen of France. She gets to say Duchess of Aquitaine.
Do you know how old Louis was?
Like 2 or 3 years older. No,
okay, great.
This
is so far so good.
Were they into each other?
Let's get into that. Okay. So, Louis had not been raised to be king in the making. Louis had an older brother. And this was pretty common, is like if a king has more than one son, so the sons wouldn't fight or something like that, he'd maybe be like, I'm going to raise this one son like he's a future king, and I'm going to put this other one to the church or something. So they don't have some kind of rivalry or something. And that's what this. So one son, you are going to be king. This son, you're going to be a priest.
Ugh,
but the son that was going to be a king died. So they took Louis out of preschool and said, you're going to be king.
So already has a complex probably, lacking some raz.
To say the least.
Yeah. And no offense to the priest, but it's like if you get to be a priest or a king, I don't know.
Well, the thing about being a priest is you're taught don't touch lady bits.
Yeah.
That's sin. The thing about being a king is you need to make lots of babies.
Oh, so it's confused.
Oh man, this is going to be some intense psychological torture for this boy. And for her. And for Eleanor, my God. Truly.
And so also Eleanor has been raised at a court where she's already knows how to like socialize and like dazzle people and make conversation. And Louis is just like, y'all want to talk about the Bible? Like he does, like she is just running laps around him socially, like from day one.
She's like, look at my boobs. She's like,
yeah.
No.
Literally, she gets there and people really, really like her. And he is just like a deer in the headlights around her.
Well, also, who does this remind you guys of?
I was just going to say.
It's giving Marie Antoinette to me in so many ways of like having an awkward Louis as the husband, and she's really vivacious and
he's scared of
and he's just like locks. Yeah.
Yes.
So like they get married and like a week later the king dies.
Oh, damn, that's quick.
Like,
Okay.
they were heading off on their honeymoon, and they were stopped. Like, nope, you gotta come back to Paris. Yeah, like, because back then you would go on honeymoons for like months, because you'd go tour, you know, like, but nope, it wasn't completely unheard of people watching.
Oh yeah,
couples on their wedding night to make sure the
bedding ceremony.
Really?
I don't think anything like that happened between them.
I knew that they watched women give birth, which is horrendous, but I didn't know that they watched them on their wedding night.
Well,
some people, not it really highly depended on the situation.
God, no wonder these men had a hard time getting it up.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
And you're 14 or whatever, you know, on top of all that.
People are watching. All these women are like, you're like really need to work on your performance.
Oh my God. Well, I feel like it's an alliance thing. And I also feel like people have been a little freaky since the beginning of time.
I feel like at least we get to, entertainment. Before porn.
Yeah.
So they have to turn around. They go back to Paris and now they are king and queen. So, they were expected to start like making babies right away, but it didn't really happen right away. And back then, when you weren't having babies right away, people looked at the woman. People looked at the woman.
They still do, don't they?
Still do. Right. And Eleanor, this is where we really start seeing her personality right out the gate. She's like 15, 16. So this is like one of the first places we really see Eleanor's personality is when people start pointing the finger at her like, you haven't had a baby yet. Because I mean, if there's no heir, there could be a war over people fighting over who's going to be the next king. So like it's an important job. Yeah. And when people are like, there's no heir yet, she's like, I can't get myself pregnant, okay?
Takes two to tango, doesn't it?
It really does.
I'm not really sure how y'all expect me to get myself pregnant. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that's the...
I mean, I'm sure she's pissed. Like,
she quite famously later in life, when she talks about her marriage to Louis, says, I was told I was marrying a king, but I married a monk instead.
She's like, guys, it was not good in the bedroom. I'm telling you that much.
It was dry.
She should have an affair. I mean, you know. She should.
Yeah.
Right? At that point, like, because they're just going to like kill her if she doesn't get pregnant.
That's such a good point.
Yeah, I mean, that's not quite how things would have gone because she's way too powerful and rich.
It's always just so scary when they can't.
No. Well, I mean, when you think of like Henry VIII, though, he only killed wives that were his own subjects.
Like of England.
Of England.
Yeah.
Eleanor of Aquitaine would have, they had their own army. Like, keep in mind, she is a powerful duchess in her own right.
Okay,
so that's why she can run her mouth like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She still might want to have an affair, you know, just saying.
She still might want to. Yeah.
Get yours.
Yeah. But yeah, so I do kind of feel bad for Louis and
I know. I don't know why I'm being so mean to him.
It's like he's like 16.
Yeah.
Under pressure. You're king. You were raised to be like a monk, and now all of a sudden you're king, and you've got this beautiful wife, and you're intimidated and everything. But like,
I'll be more fair to him.
Eventually, though, after 2 or 3 years, they do finally get pregnant, and it was a girl that they named Marie. But, I mean, as much as it sucks, that would have been a disappointment to them that it was a girl, because history is a bag of dicks, is what we say on Queen's podcast.
That is so true.
And there's really nothing else you have to say.
Yeah. He was so devastated by the birth of a girl that he was just like, I'm never touching my wife again.
See, now I'm mad at him again. You know what?
Yeah,
that
we
only lasted
tried.
a minute.
He was like, how dare you have a girl? I'm
Oh my
not
God.
How dare you betray me like this? Yeah. Yeah. So after they had the daughter and his reaction about this, she starts kind of asking around about an annulment. Like, it was
shit.
it was
Hurtful.
really, so when people hear about Henry VIII wanting an annulment from Catherine of Aragon, I don't think people realize how common that actually was in these royal marriages of people getting annulments. Like when things just weren't working out. There's basically you're not supposed to be related in so many degrees, and a lot of the times royal marriages, it's so hard to avoid. So it's really common for these, when they want annulments, for them to be like, oh shit, we didn't look at our family tree, we didn't realize how closely we were related. And so Eleanor starts kind of asking around like, could I do that? Could I do
Like,
that?
so they would make it up, kind of being like, it looks like we're first cousins.
Or, I mean,
Or it just would be.
Or just be like, oh, I didn't look at my family tree before. They just would be, because it's like something like 6 degrees. Like, you can't be
They
like
all
six
were like
cousins.
that.
And they all were, because like these royal families are all so. I mean, the last Queen Elizabeth and her husband were only like 3rd cousins or something.
Yes.
Like that.
It's tough to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Y'all ever heard of something called the Crusades? Bit of a tone shift here. So the Crusades were this thing in the medieval times when all the people from Europe decided that the Christians needed to own the Holy Lands. So the Holy Lands are like the modern, like the Middle East kind of like, and they were like, we don't like that Muslims or, non-Christians own them. So we're going to go do some war over it. It's super fucked up and cool. Nice job. And that's what Louis decides he's going to do. This is called the Second Crusades. And so he's like, I'm going to go do the Second Crusades. And he decides he's going to take Eleanor with him.
But for what purpose? Like to show her off to different people?
So this is highly, highly debated. One option might be because he was afraid she was going to go try to get an annulment while he was gone.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well,
there is also some people think she wanted to go because once it was determined that she was going, she was really gung-ho. But also, I personally think once she realized she was going, if she acted like kicking and screaming, I don't want to go, it was going to make her look like it was just going to be a bad look for her. So she would rather look like, oh yeah, this is my idea. But no, she doesn't want to go traipsing across, because I don't want to go to fucking across the world with you, Louis, so.
I don't want to go
man
to
that you
war.
hate? Yeah, truly.
Yes.
Really?
And so they go on the Crusades together, and it is a dumpster fire at every turn. We're going to do some heavy skimming because this shit is kind of boring to me, but there are entire podcast episodes series dedicated to the Second Crusades. And because I think there's 3 Crusades technically altogether. This is the Second Crusades. It was a failure at every turn, almost to the point where it's comical. And so if Louis was feeling a little fragile dick energy before these Crusades, he must have felt like God was just against him at this point.
Well, also the irony of being like, you should believe in my God, so I'm going to kill you.
So I'm going to kill you to get the Holy Lands back.
Yeah, of course.
I think I've seen this film before.
And I didn't like the ending.
Yeah. Yes. So Louis's men get massacred, just absolutely massacred. They run out of food. They're on the road for 2 years.
Ugh, my God.
So, like, they're not seeing their daughter for 2 years. There's no FaceTime,
Oh my God. Yeah, I forgot that they have that daughter. I was kind of like, she got
Yeah.
tossed aside
He's like,
after.
you guys
Yeah.
hate me, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you do hate me. I know this to be true.
They lost tons of money. It was a PR nightmare for them, for Louis. It wasn't a good look for her either because she had to use so much of Aquitaine's money, not just France's money, also for this. On the way home, they stopped in Antioch. And because of some confusing shit that we won't get into, her uncle was the king of Antioch. And he was running it like it was like little Aquitaine. And so she was like, I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah.
And so in the dead of night, Louis sent his guys to kidnap her.
Oh my God.
Like against her will, like threw her in a sack and kidnapped her. And like threw her on the back of a horse and like ran away with her like kicking and screaming. And like the entire, like everybody, all their friends, everybody that worked for them saw it. And so then she's also embarrassed because of that.
She shouldn't be embarrassed. He should be embarrassed. It's like, you're such a loser that you have to go kidnap your wife, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a fucking nightmare. And so on their way home, they have to stop in Rome. And she just goes straight up to the Pope and she's like, I want an annulment. I want an annulment. I don't want to do this anymore. I want an annulment.
It's very clear to me now after he kidnapped me. Yeah, that's time. It's time to get annulment.
The Pope said, I have another idea. What if y'all have sex tonight? And God is telling me, y'all will have a baby if y'all have sex tonight.
Of course.
And so they did have sex that night, and she did get pregnant, and then they had another daughter.
Well, I mean, I don't know if people know this, but usually pregnancy does come after unprotected sex. So not the craziest. Was that God or was that just?
Or was that just
how anatomy works?
It's God, of course.
But after it was another daughter, Louis just said, fine. 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 You can have your annulment. Fine. I'm fucking done. And she was like, cool.
This man hates himself.
Yeah.
Well, do the daughters, when they get an annulment, I mean, listen, I know it's not like custody now, but like, do they just stay in France? Do they go
They stay with Louis.
They're daughters of France. Okay.
And because they married in good faith, they're not considered like illegitimate or anything.
Okay, right. They're not bastards.
Does she have a relationship with them after or no?
When they're adults, they do. Like, she doesn't, again, there's no FaceTime. Like, there's no, like, custody, like every other weekend kind of thing.
Yeah.
Later, we won't really talk about it again because, again, we only have so much time in this episode. But later, she does have relationships with both of her daughters. But, like, not until they're adults.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, they start the proceedings of the annulment. Her lands and everything come back to her Aquitaine lands. He no longer gets to be the Duke. It's just sort of like, what was yours is yours, and what was mine is mine. And basically, she is back to being the richest independent woman in Europe again, which now means she is immediately back on the marriage market. So the Count of Anjou comes to Paris while she's sitting there for her annulment papers to come in and is like, you know what would be hilarious? I got a single son, and he's going to be the King of England. What if you marry him? And that would really piss off Louis. And then you get to stay a queen, and we get all that Aquitaine money.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh my God, there's nothing that the French hate more than the English and vice versa. Like, that is, Louis is like, what did I do in this life to deserve this?
It's not my parents' fault, but I am still every day suffering.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, that would be fucking hilarious.
keep an eye out on Louis.
Yeah. Oh my God,
So-
is she like the best revenge?
The annulment's finalized, so she heads back to Aquitaine. She doesn't have the whole Parisian army around her this time. She's only got her own guys. The Count of Anjou's other son, not the one that she's going to marry, another one of his sons tries to kidnap her. And she basically has to like show him like paperwork, like, look, no, me and your dad have this agreement. I'm marrying your other brother. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Where is her protection? Where are all of her
Well, she's got
guards?
her dudes, but it's not like the entire, you know,
army.
Ugh. So she gets back to Aquitaine and then immediately writes to her new fiance, who his name is Henry. Right?
Of course.
Of course. Yeah. Right. And she's basically like, come here to Aquitaine now. And he's like, okay. There's a bit of an age difference. She's almost 30 and he's like 20.
I love.
Oh, that's iconic.
But besides that, they're much better suited for each other. They're both very fiery. They're both like very outgoing. They're both very
sexually compatible.
They're just we'll get there, but like it just seems it's just a much better natural match. And yeah. So they get married. They don't ask the Pope for permission like they're supposed to, and they ask for permission after they've already consummated the marriage, which what is the Pope going to say then? Like, yeah.
I like these two's energy together.
Same. This is fun.
Yeah. He's not the King of England yet. We have to wait for the current King of England to die. He's going to be the King of England afterwards.
Okay.
And so about 2 months after the annulment, she marries this guy. Louis finds out. He's pissed off and tells them no. And they're like,
too bad.
Sorry about it. Like, what are you going to do? Because that now means all of this sweet, sweet Aquitaine money is now going to be, you know, remember how I was saying right now, Aquitaine is a duchy that is beholden to France. Well, now it's going to be a duchy that's beholden to England. It's English property now, not French property. This marriage was a scandal for so many reasons. One, the age difference was pretty scandalous, but two, because wait, you were just the Queen of France. News traveled really slow back then. There was no internet. There was, you know, and there was like, wait, she was just the Queen of France, and now she's the Queen of England. Well,
that is scandalous.
Well,
yeah,
you know, and you a girl who can do both.
To piss Louis off even more, these people have like 10 kids, and like 6 of them are sons.
Oh my God! No, they have like 6 sons together.
Wait, that's
something like
Oh my God, Louis.
They have so many sons that it actually becomes a problem.
Oh my God, Louis is like, this is my 13th reason why.
Yeah,
that sucks for Louis.
Yeah. So we're gonna do some major skimming. They get married in 1154. Henry becomes the King of England. And so with their combined titles, they are King and Queen of England, Duke and Duchess of Aquitaine, and Duke and Duchess of Normandy, and Count and Countess of Anjou. So they're just
busy.
They're busy.
The resumes.
They're busy and booked. And something that's also important to remember, this is not a love marriage. The fact that they happen to be sexually compatible and get along is an added bonus, but they're not in love. They might have liked each other. But
in my head, they can't get enough of each other, so I might just kind of live there.
Okay. Same, just for a little bit,
you know.
And you know what? Maybe at sometimes they might have, maybe at the beginning even, but Henry definitely had mistresses and stuff.
I mean,
I
classic.
Know. But
did she have a Mr.? Is that what the...
Not that we know about.
Okay. Or mistress.
It's also important to remember Eleanor probably would have always expected him to have mistresses. After years and years and years and many, many children together, once they decided they weren't going to have children together anymore, they basically quit living together. So, and I'm talking like 20 years of marriage or something. Henry is like, well, we've got all this land. Why don't you miss Aquitaine? Why don't you just go back and live in Aquitaine and you run it there? I'll run it here in England, and we'll just write to each other if something's going wrong. And if we don't hear from each other, we'll just assume everything's good. And she's like, love that.
Hey, a modern marriage in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Truly.
And then she was like, I love that. And he was like, cool. And I can have my mistresses. And
he's like, I love it too.
Yeah.
I really love it.
And you were asking about like her daughters from her first marriage. One of her daughters came and helped, like lived in Aquitaine with her and like helped her run shit there. And like,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
They could find some peace, you know?
Yeah, I hope they understood, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I would never choose to live in a historical place because I like air conditioning, the internet, and penicillin. But if I had to choose Aquitaine or England,
Aquitaine.
Yeah.
100%. I'm
Aquitaine.
choosing Aquitaine like all the time now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The court that she ran at this time historically is called the Court of Love. And it's actually really hard for historians to decipher if this is like real or historically kind of like elaborated, but I don't care. In my mind, it was real. And like she held this court of love with her daughter as like her right hand man.
Cute.
And like like poets would come and like read her poetry every day. And she would like have like decide on like husbands and wives would come and she would be like, I get to decide who gets to keep the house or whatever. And like, you know, just like,
see, this is what happens when women are in power. She's like, you know what I'm going to call it? The Court of Love.
The Court of Love. Okay. So remember how I said she had 4 sons? Well, I don't remember. I think I may have said 6 earlier, but she's got 4. I think she had 1 or 2 that died. Cause back then child mortality was insane, but, she's got 4 sons. And Henry's getting older. And typically when you're king and you've got lots of sons, what you're supposed to do is start delegating power. Or you make one of them a priest or something so they don't start getting older.
Louis like, no, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're supposed to give them something to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, or put them in the priesthood or something. But Henry hadn't put any of their sons in preschool. And also he had decided he didn't want to delegate shit. He wanted to just get older and keep doing it. And so now their sons are kind of like, we need shit to do. And they're starting to fight with each other. And it's just getting really, it's getting hairy. It's getting sticky. They're like, they're causing trouble. And this gets so messy and complicated. So I'm going to do some major skimming. But in an attempt to give the sons something to do without actually giving them like stuff to do out of his own responsibilities, he gave one of their sons Aquitaine.
Oh, like
he
to
was like,
control. Oh, well, I guess that they can because they're still married.
He was like, oh, okay, you can have Aquitaine.
Yikes.
So now it was Eleanor's favorite son, Richard. Because back then, you just could say who your favorite child was.
Yeah, that's so true.
This will come up again, but the fox Robin Hood. Oh, yeah. Do you know the hot king fox, like the big one, Richard the Lionheart?
Isn't he like a lion or a tiger or something? Is he a fox
lion.
too? Yeah.
That lion, the hot lion fox. Yeah. The, like,
there's so many hot lions.
There's the 2 kings. There's the 2 kings, and there's the hot one, and then so that's Richard.
Okay.
Oh,
when the ugly lion like sucks his thumb and cries about his mommy never loving him, that's Eleanor.
Oh,
by the way,
like it's actually based on them.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh my god, I need to do a rewatch.
Well,
that's rude.
Yeah. But anyway, so Richard is her favorite son, because back then people just said, I have a favorite child. And but Eleanor is like, I mean, I was gonna give Aquitaine to Richard eventually anyway, but why do you think you can just what the fuck? Like, I'm running it. You can't just give it away. And Henry was like, well, technically you're my wife and your property is actually my property. So actually, yes, I fucking can. So suck it.
Well, also Richard has not been training for any position of power at all, right? So I don't think I'm going to feel confident about him ruling my homeland.
Exactly. Exactly. And so this is fucking messy. But the sons all kind of start fighting each other. But then they say, you know what? Instead of fighting each other, what we're going to do is we're going to fight Dad. And so then they come to Aquitaine and they're like, Mom, how do we fight Dad? And she was
Given
like,
succession.
Yes,
and she was like,
succession.
she was like, well, I'm going to give you an army, but I know somebody who hates him even more than I hate him right now. And so they call Louis.
Oh my
shit.
Louis
She writes to
God.
Louis and is like, my sons need an army.
And he's like, I am there.
Oh my God. Yeah. You don't mess with Aquitaine like this. Like, she really turned on Henry.
Unfortunately for Eleanor, Henry got word of this and like squashed it all really, really quickly. And so then Eleanor's like, shit. And she tries to sneak out of Aquitaine. She tries to go to Spain and she gets caught.
She's always getting caught, this girl. She's always getting caught.
And
Would it be
Henry puts
treason?
her in jail for 15 years.
Henry?
So when I say jail, I don't mean like when you're thinking jail, like in a prison or whatever. It's house arrest. It's a palace. He puts her in palaces, but they're guarded. Like she can't write letters that aren't being read.
It's like
she
where Martha
can't.
Stewart went to prison.
It's much nicer than that. Like she still like has a staff, and but like if she writes a letter, it's being read. She like her sons can't see her.
It was
Martha
Cupcake?
Stewart.
Camp Cupcake, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, it's something crazy.
Okay, so not quite Camp Cupcake, but also not like
this is a woman who's been going where she pleases her entire fucking life.
I would
And
stress.
she's
No,
like,
pissed.
and she's like in her
same.
50s now. And now she's like literally under lock and key.
No.
Like can't go anywhere, can't write a letter, can't have visitors.
Are
I
her
would be
daughters
going-
with her, or she's like
No.
solo?
No, she is. That's part of the punishment. Solos. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's
no.
cruel.
That
Her
is
sons
cruel.
can't come see her. Well, that's part of the punishment is he's showing her sons fuck around and find out.
He's like, definitely not Richard. He is not seeing you, honey. As much
Yeah.
As you
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He's showing Richard, if you fuck around, I'm going to hurt your mom.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ew.
Have y'all ever seen the movie Lion in the Winter?
No.
Y'all should watch it. It's a good, you think your family's fucked up. So there's two versions of it. One from like the 60s or 70s and Katharine Hepburn. So the setting is they bring Eleanor of Aquitaine out of prison for Christmas dinner. And it's Henry, Eleanor, and all their sons. And they just have the most dramatic fucking Christmas dinner.
Wait,
and
fun.
Katharine Hepburn plays her in the one from like the 60s and or 70s, and then they made one in either the late 90s or early 2000s, and Glenn Close plays her.
Oh my God. Wait, so Katharine Hepburn plays Eleanor?
Mm-hmm.
So ram-coded.
We just did a Katharine Hepburn episode,
and it is so. And there's like gay stuff happens with Richard, and like it is. And so if you're ever feeling like your family is dramatic, watch Lion in the Winter and go.
I'm writing it down.
Me too.
Okay.
I mean, Katharine Hepburn would be perfect to play Eleanor, from what I know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so
exciting.
good. But no, so this super sucked for Eleanor. She was in prison for 15 years. Again, it was like she was never mistreated, but it was always that hanging over her head that like, if my sons decide to wage war on their dad again, something fucked up could happen to me, and just
just like you're not in control.
You're not
just
in
a
control.
reminder you're not in control.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a powerful woman, which is like fucked up.
Yeah,
so fucked up. Yeah, and he had to walk like a tightrope, because Aquitaine could have like, if he like didn't treat Aquitaine right, they could have raised up an army against him as well for what they were doing to Eleanor. So he also had to like it.
Well, I'm kind of like, where were you, Aquitaine? That's what I'd be if I was Eleanor. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck,
right, right. Like, come on, exactly. So then, skimming over a little bit, after 15 years, during this time, the other sons die. There were 4 sons. 2 of them die because ye old times, you could get an earache and die. And so there's only 2 sons left. There's Richard, which is Eleanor's favorite, and then there's John, which is Henry's favorite. So again, from the Robin Hood, that's the hot lion and the skinny ugly lion.
Fair.
If that's your point of reference for medieval England, and this entire time, Richard is becoming a more strong warrior, more understanding of like running things, and also hating his father more and more. Every year that goes by, he fucking hates that dude more and more. And they're just like daddy issues. Daddy issues. And yeah. So when he dies, somebody comes to him and is like, Richard, you're king of England. His very first thing is get my mom out of jail right now.
I love that.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Eleanor is now 65, and she can now come and go as she pleases for the first time in 15, 16 years.
Oh.
And when I say 65, we have to remember this is the 12th century.
So she's like 140.
Yes. Because we're used to seeing 65-year-olds like go on hikes and do yoga. But like 65 back then.
It's different.
It's different. So she is probably thinking like, okay, now I can just lay down and relax and do what I want. And he's like, no, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Actually, I need you to run the country while I go on crusades.
Oh my God, enough with the crusades.
Enough with the crusades.
Crusades. Yes. So yeah, this is where he gets the name. Have y'all ever heard the phrase or the name in history, Richard the Lionheart? That's why he is a lion in.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I also feel like Tess and I don't want to say one more time. Like, no,
never heard of it. No. But yeah, so for like, it's funny. Richard was king of England for 10 years. He was collectively in England for like 6 months in that time. And Eleanor was running it the rest of that time. She was, because he was like, I can't trust anybody else. He was like, I don't trust any of these other jabronis over here.
Right.
And like, just, he also told somebody if he could sell England, he would. He was like, I don't like that place. He was like, it is raining all the time. Why would anybody want to be there? So,
don't blame him.
Yeah.
So I mean, I heard it's nope. I want to go, but yeah, if it's raining and you don't have like central heat.
Yeah. So
God,
nope. So Eleanor's running it. And while he's on crusades, he gets taken hostage. And I think it was the Holy Roman Emperor, like takes him hostage. And what they ask for ransom was about 3 times the annual income of the entire country of England.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, indeed. And so this is her favorite child on top of it, too. So she's like breaking out. So her other son, so like she is like going to all of her lords, begging for money, begging for loans, raising taxes. Ugh. So remember how she's got this other son, John. And in Robin Hood, he's the shitty one that everybody hates.
Oh.
There has only been one King John of England. Because no one has ever wanted to name their child after him. There's a reason. Have you ever heard of like a toilet being called a John?
Yeah.
Yes.
Guess who that's after?
That's after
him?
Oh
my God. This John?
This is one of the, like, if you Google something like historically, who is the worst king ever? It's probably AI answer is going to say John of England.
What did John do?
Everything wrong. But we're not gonna get into that, but we're just gonna scrape the surface
we trust
here.
You. We trust you.
We're gonna scrape the surface here. Eleanor dies before the thing that a lot of it, but so she is scrambling, trying to get like half of this ransom, and John just starts telling everybody, "Richard's dead. I'm king now."
Oh my God.
And again, news travels so slow that she's just like, dude, shut your asshole mouth.
Literally.
Shut. And he's just like, hey, did y'all hear? I'm king.
Yeah.
I'm king. And he also had a nephew that would have outranked him. that he murdered. And that's a whole different story. We don't have time. And she's just like, shut the fuck up. And he's just like, I'm king now. Anyway, after like a year, she finally raises this ransom, gets him out of prison, and gets him back to England, and gets John to shut the fuck up. And yeah, so he gets back. He's very grateful, but then he's like, thanks, Mom. Anyway, I've got some other stuff to do, so you can keep being regent for a while,
Oh my God.
right?
I'd be like, this is such a thankless job. Like, no one even cares that I'm the one running this ship.
Literally.
Ugh.
I would not do well. I would not do well with this.
But eventually, she does get some rest, and but sadly, she loses Richard. He dies before her. He is 41. She is 76, and he gets shot with an arrow by one of his own guys accidentally.
Oh, no.
No, I think that's truly one of the worst ways to go. Arrows are so scary. But she's 76, by the way.
Good for her.
76.
Oh my God.
So, she hates her son, John, but she doesn't want to see England go to war. So she campaigns like, yes, John is king now. John is king now. Fuck that guy. But I don't want to see y'all go to war. I'm tired. John is king now. She sees him get put on the throne. And then she says, can I fucking retire now?
Yeah. Let her rest.
And the world says, yes, babe, you have done enough.
Good night. Good night.
So Eleanor passes away whenever she's like, how old was she? Okay, Eleanor passes away in 1204 at the age of 80.
That's crazy.
Which back then, that is, I mean, again, we're seeing like 80-year-olds go on red carpets these days.
Right.
But that is a whole different 80.
Crazy.
And she had lived through so much scandal in her life. But we've got one more scandal that I thought was interesting. She is buried next to Henry. And on her tomb, her effigy, which is like, you know, where they'll like have like supposed to look like you laying there. It doesn't seem scandalous to us now, but she requested to have her effigy be of a woman reading a book, which now is like, okay, she liked to read, but then was such a symbol of intelligence and of autonomy, which then was very much kind of like a book was a bit of a scandal. So
With the woman?
With the woman?
She can have her own thoughts.
We love that. Yeah, she's like, I was
Yeah.
smart. I was smart, you guys. You just took me for granted. My God.
And it's still there today. So it was her permanent way of saying, like,
remember,
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Oh, wow, we love a spicy lady like that.
Yeah.
We
So what do
really
y'all think?
do.
Do y'all think? What sign do y'all think now? Getting to know her a little better.
That's a good question.
I mean, she was working a lot, so sometimes it could be Capricorn energy.
Could be, yeah.
Spiciness of like, and the revenge kind of like a Scorpio even, or Taurus. You can make a case for a lot of them, I feel. I also think like it just is so frustrating to hear another story in history of like the woman actually doing the work and then the men getting the credit for it, you know?
Exactly. And that's why we have these podcasts.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're learning about it thousands and thousands of years later, but at least we are. You know?
Totally.
Well, thanks so much for letting me come on here and tell Eleanor's story.
Katie, this was so fun. I know our Rammies are going to be so fed with a royal story to start the new year. And this was so much fun. We really loved having you on.
We did. And where
Thank
can
you
people
so much.
find you, Katie?
Queen's Podcast is wherever you get your podcast, and then we're largely on Instagram if you are on the socials, and we are on Patreon if you like watching as opposed to listening. You can check that out on patreon.com/Queen's Podcast.
We love that. And Rammies, you guys know where to find us. We will have new episodes this year every Monday, like usual. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at Right Answers Mostly. And we are just very excited for the year we have ahead. The rest of this month's going to be really fun. February is going to be a themed month, which we're going to get into soon. So make sure that you're following us for all the updates.
Yes, that's right. And thank you so much, Ramis. And thank you, Katy.
Thank you, Katy.
Thanks for having me on. Y'all have a lovely day.